everybody. Thank you for coming. I know that the weather sucks, but it's not a reason to not do things, right? I grew up in Seattle, and it was weather like this every day. And if you wait for good weather, nothing ever happens. So I know people will probably stay at home because they didn't work out in the rain. You made a good choice. I'm going to try to help you out as much as I can. And just so you know, like, I'm someone who knows what they're talking about. There's opportunity anywhere in the world to do this. From Illini, I've gone from here, I've lived here about 8 years, on my 9th year now. In November, December, through social media, I got 5 million free views that generated $150,000 in revenue, and I cut over 100 of that. There's lots of people in the community who are doing that, okay? Now, there's not a lot of people in Illini doing it, but there's no reason why they couldn't. I have business partners in Miami, 20-year-old kids making $1 million a year just off the internet. It's just culture. There's no reason. It's the internet. There's no reason why it can't happen here. So now that I'm doing it, I'm seeing it. I'm like, how do you just help people? I don't need your money. I'm not going to sell anything. Because if you have a couple people making money like this, you eat out more, you tip more, hire a masseuse or massage therapist, hire a chef, like someone who's money coming in the community, or charter a fishing boat, whatever. So that's the opportunity. I'm going to present to maybe, I don't know how long, 30 minutes, an hour. You can interrupt me at any point, just raise your hand, and then I'll do like a whole FAQ after. I'm going to try to be more of my level, not like exactly what I'm doing, but I can't explain it because you're not going to be able to copy me exactly. So there's certain principles that you're going to be able to use. So first I'm going to talk about what I see as the opportunity is you can get something free from nothing from the air with attention, and that used to cost a lot of money. So 5 million, say I'm getting 5 million views through Instagram. It's not just 5 million views, but it's 5 million targeted views. They show it to people who are interested in your particular topic. Okay? So 5 million people who are interested in, one of my topics is financial investing. So 5 million people who are interested in that thing. 30 years ago, some of you guys were here, I got the internet when I was like 6. I didn't get a smartphone until I was 26. Some of you guys, like, say 30 years ago, 40 years ago, what did it cost to get 5 million targeted views? Anybody, how many guesses? It could have been $1 million. I don't know. It might have been $1 million. That's like a Super Bowl ad, right? It's like you have to pay like $1 million. But now, how much would it cost to get 5 million views? Potentially, you make $1 million. They pay you. Like TikTok will pay you, YouTube will pay you, Instagram doesn't pay you off views, Facebook pays you off views. So the opportunity is this thing that used to be like incredibly expensive. I mean, even before TV, you had like pamphlets and hand them out on the streets. It's impossible. Like that was so hard to do. Flyers. But now you can post a video, maybe you go viral, you get 1 million views, you get paid to do it. So for me, I see this opportunity. I'm like, I'm going to make videos every single day until this is gone. Like, there's all, you guys understand, money. It's not like infinite. You don't need infinite money. You don't need all kinds of things. But it's like, you want to live here, I want to live here. There's jobs that don't pay super well, right? Money costs to have kids, things cost money, right? So this is a way to just like grab money out of thin air, and I don't know that it's going to last forever, which is why I'm on this opportunity every single day. I don't know what might change, like AI might change it, but right now it's like everybody's on their phones, and it's not really social media anymore. It's like interest media, where you have your specific interests. Like if I'm into surfing videos, I just get all kinds of surfing videos. Like if you make a particular topic. So to me, that's like the huge opportunity is free attention. It's like something for free that's worth something. It used to cost a lot of money, right? So that's the opportunity that I'm trying to explain. It's like it used to cost millions of dollars, now you get paid for it, and you can do it from your phone, from here, anywhere in the world. Okay, so I want to talk about limiting beliefs a little bit. So it took me a while to do this because I didn't want everybody to see me. Like I didn't want to be famous. I want people to know, But eventually I was like, I just want to make money to survive. I don't care. I can't care what people think about me. I need to just try doing this. It's like, I don't want to be famous. I accept that that's the cost. Like, to me, the opportunity I see is free attention, which leads to the financial abundance. I can't get the financial abundance without the attention. I have to just accept the attention. So it wasn't even until like maybe early to start of 2025, last year, that I was like, all right, I'm just going to start posting on Instagram. I don't care who sees it. I'm going to try to get views, and then I'm going to boost it off from there. So this is tough. It's like the opportunity. You have to show your face and you have to talk. Like that's hard, but that's the opportunity. Is people want to see someone talking that they can relate to. You can make videos. Yeah, just videos about faces of people talking don't do as well. You see it on Instagram, like a random video of someone talking. It's like it's a million views. It's like, how is that? So, yeah, that's one thing like you have to get over is showing your face, and you have to. It doesn't mean you need to like want all the time, but just accept that it's necessary. That's part of the cost of the opportunity. Second thing is if you think don't know anything about anything, you just need to be passionate about one thing. Again, it's interest media, so you pick one thing. And it doesn't need to be one thing. You can have 3 pages or 3 different things. If you have a new interest, a new page. Because that's the way they all do. People come to your page, they see the interest, they binge on all the videos. But you can use another opportunity is with AI and ChatGPT. You can become an expert in something very quickly. So another page, I have the finance page, I have a health page. The health page is getting over 1 million views a month. I'm not a doctor, I don't know, I just go to ChatGPT and I'm like, give me all the studies about perfume and what's in it and how it can affect people. So then I get the studies and I'm like, okay, ChatGPT, help me come up with a video script. Or like, give me a 3-second hook, whatever. So you can use that tool as well to help you. That can be, you don't need a co-founder, that can be like your business partner, right? ChatGPT can help you. That's the one I like, that any AI works the same. And you just need to be an expert for one video. Okay? Yeah, you'd have to believe something about it, or you should. There's a reason people should listen to you. You have something. That's something you need to believe. Yeah, and then you can speak easily about it. That part takes practice. So I'm getting results now. I started making videos and speaking maybe almost 15 years ago. So it's a skill, but all you guys are skilled at talking to people. Talking to a camera is not much different. And you can use AI to help you script it. I mean, there's obviously the skill to it, but it's not necessarily that hard. And then the last one is obviously you can do it from right here. Again, I keep saying what's going on in Miami, and I hate the culture there. I don't want a supercar, get the yachts, it's weird, the penthouses, it's really weird. But there are 20-year-old kids making $1 million, and why not? Why? And also a reason to do it is anybody, a business owner here, general excess tax, you got to pay 4.7%. 2 sales inside Hawaii. You don't have to pay that for sales in the mainland. So say you do $1 million in revenue, if you do it locally, you're paying $47,000 in taxes, general excess tax. If you do it to the mainland, you pay 0. You still have to pay income taxes, but you can sell to the mainland and spend here instead of selling to here and spending on the mainland, where you get taxed more on money. So, yeah, you can do it from Wyandotte. You just need internet and a phone. Okay, so here's the quote. So, attention does not equal income. So, a lot of the opportunity is free views, free attention, but it doesn't automatically translate to making money. So, for instance, there's a lot of people on islands who make adventure content, surfing, hiking, whatever. That doesn't necessarily translate easily to money. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about strategies to how to think about it from the beginning, so you really do make money. But attention can be real income. I just met this guy, his name is Colin Duthie, a friend travel and film, and he's like going all kinds of crazy places. He was in Iran, he was in the Middle East. Now you need to be really good. The videos are getting one video got 40 million views, but it was like a 30-second video. So you can do random content and make money if you get enough attention where like GoPro will sponsor you or DJI will sponsor you or you get an affiliate sale or something. I'll tell you it's way harder that way. You can make much more money for much less views if you have something to sell already. And the best product is if you already have a product, you can sell that product and think about how to make content to sell that product. It's good to think with the end in mind, because again, I don't think we're here just because we want a lot of attention, just because we want to convert that into a financial opportunity. So it's good to think from the end of, okay, how am I going to make it? How am I going to make money? So this is something I've never heard anyone else call this, so I'm going to tell you guys. It's called I call this the revolutionary strategy. This is a method to create an audience that's ride or die, they believe in you, and they're going to buy from you. So I put Nelson Mandela up here. I studied a lot of revolutionary leaders. Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Chinese revolutionaries, Sun Yat-sen, even Hitler, like some of the bad guys in history or whatever, but they have this in common. And this is how you get, because you don't need 1 million followers, you can have a small audience who really believes in you and they can really help. So the first thing, and I'll do some examples of this, there's 3 steps. So you pick an industry, okay? Any industry, you need to pick an interest, right? The step 1 is you identify the enemy. I'm going to give a couple examples. Step 2 is you explain the existential threat, and step 3 is you offer the one true solution. So for instance, I'll give 2 examples. My investment page. So the enemy is all these day trading gurus who don't actually make money. They're trying to sell a course off you. They're trying to pass off their gambling addiction to you. They can't prove they make money. And if you follow them, so that's one to identify the enemy. If you follow them, you're going to pick up gambling addiction. You're never going to make money. You're going to lose your time in your life. But, that's number 2. Number 3 is, I have a system that's data-backed. It works over the past 100 years. I traded it personally the last year. I grew my account 6 times, 6x. And all you have to do is like click the link in bio or click on TV or comment this thing down below and I'll send you information. So that's one example. And what that does is you can come with no followers. When you identify the enemy, you get a lot of attention for one, because people see it's combative and competitive, they want to defend, like, but I follow this guy, so you kind of piggyback with attention. But also reverse the status where this guy's another leader, but it's irrelevant. You just need a scammer and a liar, so you can join them. And then the existential threat, if people are going to buy from you with all your solution, people will run towards pleasure, but they run from pain way faster. If you put your hand on the stove, you never move so fast, right? But if it's like something nice for you, you might get up later. So you do want to offer people a reward, but more powerful is like, this is going to ruin you, this is going to kill you, this is going to sap your strength, right? And then the third, you actually do need a solution. Because if you don't have an actual solution, you don't have a business on the back end. So you do have to think about what that looks like. Because you get refunds, chargebacks, bad reviews, whatever. So second example I'll give you is I have a health page. I say health because that's just an interest. I'm not monetizing that, but here's what it'll look like. Well, one is the enemy is, say, the big corporations that are selling you products that are toxic. There's toxic fragrance in shampoo, deodorant, and detergent. It's in there's pesticides in food, I'm going to teach you how to be healthy. I'm going to offer you a one-on-one coaching course, and I have this plan for you. So that's the way to think about it. We can do examples if anyone has an industry in mind or an interest. Music, okay. Man, music's tough because thinking about the end, what would you sell? Music. Okay, what it could be is all the music on the radio is bad vibes. It's like really negative stuff, and it's gonna affect your thinking. It's gonna make you grow more. So you need to listen to my music. It's gonna reprogram your mind, and it's gonna make you feel good about what you do. That would be one example.
Yes, I was thinking more marketing to artists.
So marketing to artists.
You make your music, the enemy is the label.
Okay.
The enemy is the people who are making money, right? They feed you this lie.
Yes.
That there's no money in music, but yet Sony, all of these companies have billions of dollars in music. So if there's no money in music, how do they make billions of dollars? And the way they're doing it is by scamming you into thinking that they're the only way that you can sell your music. That streaming platforms are the only way you can monetize, and it forces you to only go to labels, only rely on Spotify. And the truth is you can distribute yourself, you can sell through other means, and that's just what I thought.
Yeah, you could help them get set up and be like a manager. That's cheaper than easier to access than the labels. That'd be an example. You can start all your videos like if you're doing music, so it just over time attracts like musicians only. And imagine that the algorithm is going to be trained to just show your content to musicians only. So there you go, you don't necessarily need a huge audience because everybody who's watching your stuff is like a potential leader of the company. And any other interests or like?
If I start to get into like health, other ways of selling besides like coaching, what do you do like that selling like people?
Yeah, I mean, you do all kinds of things. We can try a lot of things. You can do information content. I love information content, software, or just information. Because there's no cost to you, so the marginal cost. So like, you're not going to pay for the physical product. So the profit margin is crazy high. So you could do that. You could do a pretty good private group. You could also do supplements of health food product line. I mean, one of the guys I follow, Paul Saladino, he sells raw organic honey, and he has air dried steak that's organic grass fed. So you all that's part of the setup, but you can do things like that. It's a little bit harder to just sell a course in Vivo now because if we go on this and we can do this, so you need to do the best. So having more moat around it. So for instance, in the investment space, rather than just selling a course, selling a software, the software is harder. It's more of a moat around that. It's not just information, it's actual tool. So in the health space, you can sell information, but I found it to be difficult when you can do one-on-one. One-on-one is hard to scale as much, but there's a way to just add in them. But with one-on-one, you're not going to make crazy money just to do time limited. But I mean, I would be interested in some kind of supplement or the raw or something like that. If I were going to seriously explore it, you can set up your own line, or you can set up someone else's and be an affiliate and get a percentage off of it. However, okay, I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to talk about building a team. You don't have to have it all figured out. If you have a lot of attention, people are going to just materialize in your life and want to work with you, and the team's just going to do it. I'll talk a little bit about my team specifically. I have my organization structure, whatever. I do the videos, so I'm like marketer, and I have big ideas. I need to do some payment processing stuff. Certain things I've got to set things up. I try to do it as little technical as possible. I do have to do some things, setting up a Facebook ad account, but at that point I have it off. I have one business partner who does, he runs the Facebook ads and Instagram ads. He runs the emails, he runs SMS marketing, and he runs he set up automations like a chatbot. What else? And he set up the website. And I pay him nothing. I pay him 10% of revenue. So once we started making money, it's finally getting paid. This guy DM'd me. I think he's like a 19-year-old kid in Italy. I just gave him a chance. I prefer to work with younger people because they have time and they don't have money. And the idea of them getting a profit is attractive to them. If someone's older and established, they have family, they don't have time. It's like, no, I'm not going to pay you up front. So they kind of like that. But this guy went from $0, to paying $1,000 to paying. Now I've been paying him, last month I paid him $15,000. I paid him maybe $9,000 this month, the last month. He has no expenses. I cover every other expense. So it's great for him, it's great for me because I didn't pay him until I started making money. But this guy just came into my hands. Another guy, I met this guy in person this summer. Dropped out of college, couldn't afford it. He's really smart. He was like developing rockets. He was building trading systems. So me and him worked together. He was building these automated trading systems. And I was like, once it works, we can sell it. So it starts to work. I started selling it for them. And then I don't think I paid him at all the first year. Nothing. The second year I paid him 5. Now in 2025, I finally paid him like $10,000 this month, $10,000 the next month. I think when I met him in Colorado in June, he was still working. He was still working pizza delivery. So this guy's working pizza delivery. I paid him like 10, 20, 30. He invested into one of our trading systems, turned into $400,000 at the end of it. So imagine you go from pizza delivery to $500,000 net worth in the same year. And he's like, what do I do about taxes? Should I move to Puerto Rico? This guy also, he DM'd me on Twitter. I would put a tweet out like, I'm interested in partnering with a developer who can DM me. So for his system, I haven't managed money, and I pay him 20% of profits. And then I pay him, if we sell this system, 45% of the same profit. 45 to me, 10% of the other guy. So again, he DM'd me, and I paid him $0 the first year. But it worked for him too. Again, it's like another kid. I've got another developer who I found out he was 17 when I started paying him for projects. He just got like endless time. He can code things really quickly. So I was like, here, I'll pay $100 an hour. Can you get this done by tomorrow? And then he also just DM'd me on Discord. He would disappear. And the last one is these kids in Miami. They DM'd me on Instagram. Like, you need a sales team. And at this point, this is when I was already, everything was taking off. And I'm like, yeah, let's try it. So, the point is, again, this kid is, I don't know, 20 years old, making over $1 million a year. None of these people went to college. And they're doing it right now. But the point I'm making is, you don't have to have it all figured out. If you get a lot of attention, people are going to start sliding into your DMs. They like, do you need a closer? Do you need a marketing person? Do you need a video editor? And that'll figure it out if you just focus on. Now, so my way is just to be in the front making the videos. I think that's the best skill. I'm biased though, but you can do what one of these other guys did also. You can go on Instagram, you can DM someone who's getting a lot of attention and ask them if they can help with a specific thing. So that's another way. And it could be like any of the things I mentioned. You can get good at ads, you can get good at building a website, setting up chatbots, you can get good at maybe setting up a sales team. I don't even know how much they were. They might be the same for them. But you don't necessarily need all the time. Having a big team is really a multi-year process. Okay, I have one other person who did the ending. I hired them. You can hire a virtual assistant through, I use a website called Upwork. This person is in the Philippines, I think. Yeah, I paid her $11 an hour, $14 an hour. So before I record the video, I go to ChatGPT, help me make a caption. I posted it, I scheduled it to Instagram. So I'm not, you see me post something, I didn't necessarily just record that. I batch record. Some days I'll record 5 videos and I schedule them out, so it's stripping out one day. But once you have something you could do is now if I record something, I just upload it to a drive, Google Drive that I've done. And this person I'm paying like $1 an hour will take that and she'll take the text, put it in the ChatGPT, and make some caption. She's a different prompt for everyone. It gets posted on YouTube Shorts, it gets posted on Instagram, it gets posted on TikTok. It can be put into a web blog, it can be put into a tweet. So that's it. If I could get away with just doing 30 minutes a day, just post a video, and then go. I've just got to talk to people in my private community if they're actually out selling something. But it's possible to spend 5 to 10 times as much time working on those. So it doesn't really take any time. Yeah, I would say focus on what you're good at. If you're good at speaking, I think everybody's good at speaking though. But if you do want to be behind the scenes, you have to partner with someone who's good at speaking. So you have to think, what am I actually good at? What do I want to do? What can I stick with? It could be, the profit sharing thing, I love the idea of making everyone rich around you. It's a great incentive rather than just paying them. Like, if we make $1 million, you're going to make 100,000, you're going to make 200. It gives people, they don't feel like they're employees either, they're like part of the business, right? You're giving them ownership. You also don't necessarily need to have contracts because when you have the incentives, the same incentives, you're both trying to grow the thing. If you depend on each other to make money, then I don't have any contracts for any of this. I just pay them. If I stop paying them, they stop working. If they stop working, I have some time to partner with someone else. Yeah, so let's talk about the skills a little bit. For the speaker, so forgetting all the attention. It's not an editing, those are videos, you don't need to do any editing, you don't do any editing. Do editing on our personal page for fun, that's sort of a totally different way. But it used to be, if you went back 15 years, editing was very expensive. You had to get Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe Studio, you had to have a nice computer, it took a long time to render, it took a long time to upload. The only people that have that set up are in the US or Europe, so now you got to pay US Europe wages. It's like very expensive to get edited, you get $100 a video. Now, everybody has CapCut on the phone. They have CapCut in Instagram and Wi-Fi in Nigeria, in Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Vietnam. So it's really cheap to edit now, so it's no longer valuable. It actually makes things look cheap now. So that's good news, you don't need to edit. I don't edit anything, it's not necessary. It used to be a status thing, now it's unnecessary, just because it's free to do this good. So it's all when you're speaking. If I could say one thing is, I mean, there's a lot of things we can say about it's performing. I would say if there's one thing about storytelling, the ability to tell a story, starting with something interesting that makes people want to watch, maybe not giving it all away, telling a personal story or a story of a friend, someone we know. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to tell a story, but I would say that's the most important skill. Everything that's cosmetic is kind of secondary. I think if you tell a great story, people are going to want to stay and want to watch, especially if it's of a particular interest. But yeah, I wish I could say more about storytelling, but I mean, that's something you can study. If you read books, if you watch movies, if you watch plays, just think about how a story is structured, right? And okay, looking into the algorithm, but 1 to 3 minutes for Instagram is good. 3 minutes is good. So you don't, this is also what makes it a lot easier. It's part of the opportunity. You don't need to speak for an hour on YouTube. You can speak for 1 to 3 minutes. Focus, that's all you need. If you do that once a day, that's all you need. There's other things that are going to help. Facial expression, there's symmetrical facial expression, or you can make interesting hand gestures or whatever. I think that's cosmetic, it's helpful, it doesn't matter that much. Small things like breathing through your nose, not your mouth, a little bit. There's something professional performance train on, you might have to wear. One other one's like tonality. Practice singing helps you in small, subtle ways. So before I do a video I made, I probably don't do this necessarily, but sometimes maybe like sing along to the song, or just got warm up and move a little bit, just so I have a little more energy. Looking interesting helps. It's not just people might think this person looks interesting, it's also the comments. You know, people will comment, cut your hair. It's like, okay, thanks for the algorithm that helps me. Right? So if you have an interesting look, it will get people to stay longer, it also will get people to engage. Engagement is the word in the algorithm we'll talk about. So if you don't need to look crazy, but I mean, you could do your styling in different ways. It could be from where you film from. Like you could film from the beach here, or make up the mountain film. And that's what you do styling that. It's hard to replicate, right? We take it for granted about this, but a lot of the world doesn't. So you can take advantage of the free resources around to make a part of your style. It can also be possessions in the background, like setting up a cool recording space with your surfboard or your bike or something, or your dog. In addition to storytelling, psychology is really important. So understanding why people do things. I mentioned before, people tend to move away from pain towards pleasure. So understanding how to help people through that process and speak to people's unconscious and basic desires and fears. Somebody pick some kind of any interest in topic. Could be something around dogs, okay. What about dogs? You have a business model on it?
Yeah, it's not about dogs actually. It's more like this medical terms and things like that. So it's like, I always make funny things, so I think once, it's very important, but I could have once or like something that's different than what I have developed, like, and more like, so that's where it gets from,
So skincare. So part of the psychology is, do you want to be ugly and unloved? Like you speak to people's most basic, like you've got terrible acne, people aren't going to love you, you're not going to want to love you, you're not going to have a family. I mean, you can be really extreme in it. And that's people's insecurity and fear, right? But if you have beautiful amount of skin, people are going to want to love you, people are going to be attracted to you, you have more opportunities in life, you have opportunities to love. So you have to really focusing on the psychology of what people are insecure about, what they're afraid of, what you can provide a solution on. And then if we're going to go back to this revolutionary concept, a lot of these skincare products have what's in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Here, let's just do an experiment. I'm going to ask ChatGPT, what kind of toxic chemicals are in all these skincare products? And what's a more realistic solution? Okay. So you can tell people that common skincare ingredients have parabens, which are preservatives, and lotions, and serums, and makeup. These are phytoestrogens. They mimic estrogen, so they find the breast tissue, tell people the skin product that you're using is making you miserable. It's shock value, but it's true. You can back up with a study. The smells that are in there, they are, you can create an enemy and a fear. Like the smell and the fragrance industry is protected in the U.S. They don't have to say, explain what the ingredients are. It's a trade secret, so we put anything in. Synthetic fragrances cause irritation. So the very thing that's causing your skin conditions is the thing you're putting on. Sodium oil sulfate is another one that's a foaming agent. That strips skin. Formaldehyde, so some of these actually have, some of these products have formaldehyde in it, and that causes cancer. So you get sick and die. Mineral oil, it's a long list. I don't know how to do it. So, what's the skincare solutions? We have to cover those we can say mine is not what. Talked about this. So ChatGPT is one. You just saw how it was that, and I'll do it for research like it was did. And I'll also tell it to make me a caption, make me a list of video ideas, give me a hook that can go viral on what I hope my video with. To common tech problems. Why can't I get into my PayPal account? Why is everybody this blood? So to me, I believe this is one of the reasons these one year old kids are making millions of dollars, because they're just having ChatGPT tell them what to do. I feel like if I have that tool, I'm not taking off until I show them this. I think this is instrumental. There's still a lot of creative things I do myself. I don't always go to it. I get ideas because I'm passionate about it, but it's useful in a lot of different ways. So another thing I'll talk about is menu chat. So, in addition to having human teammates, we can have robot teammates. One of them will be AI. Another is automation. I actually think automation is getting more powerful than AI. What is automation? Automation is if you buy something and then they email you right away. That's an automation, right? You got your receipt. Now imagine if you had to sit there every time someone bought and send out the so what can we automate? Well, one of them that's been really big to me is called ManyChat. ManyChat is an integration that works with Instagram. You've probably seen this where someone has a call to action, comment, training, and I'll send you a free training, right? So you comment training and it's DMs. Okay? So if this is really only relevant if you're going really viral, things are taking off. But it can do an insane amount of work for you, where I say I may get 100 comments in a short period of time, and send 100 DMs out. And people are clicking on those DMs. And I couldn't do this by just responding by myself. It wouldn't be possible to not respond, right? So this is one of the reasons I think the opportunity is on Instagram. On YouTube, if someone comments, they don't get a notification back. You leave a comment and forget about it forever. TikTok doesn't allow these automations. People don't really use Facebook like that. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of how I kind of work, I like to use something called an invisible funnel. So the typical funnel on Instagram is you have a link in bio. You go to someone's page, you're selling something, you click on the link in bio, and a lot of the time you only find that when you just follow them. You're not going to buy something. So for me, a lot of the time I don't have a link in bio at all. So someone comes to my page, it doesn't look like I'm selling anything, which is higher trust. They watch the videos, and one of the videos I say, comment at the end, after they watch the 3-minute video, so they have to consume a lot of content into this. Comment, my keyword is MTP, and I'm going to send you some free info. They comment on it, they get the DM, and then one of my business partners installed a chatbot in the Instagram DMs. So it's like you're talking to ChatGPT, but in my Instagram DMs. So I've gone like, I've So part of the idea is to reduce your time and spend it as much as possible and just focus on your real life, what you're good at, and automation is part of the answer. And there's all kinds of things I'm using that I don't even understand because I'm partnering with young kids. So part of my strategy is young business partners because they're learning faster. If I partner with this 4-year-old, he doesn't know the new technologies, he's not using it. I'm not trying to learn all that either. I want someone on my team to see what you guys did. So you don't necessarily need to know how all this works. You can also partner with younger people. You're like, I'm just going to be like a visionary, and then make the videos. You guys figure out all the technical stuff. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to say is talking about avoiding the trap, where you can get sucked in and spend way too much time sitting in front of the computer. If I had to choose between working on the boat harbor and making $3,000 a month, just straight to buy, or working full-time on the computer and making $100,000 a month, I would work on the boat harbor. Because what makes us happy, this is my opinion, with research and what makes people happy. Time with friends, time outside, sunshine, nature, good sleep, and so on. Being part of the community. But what online business does is it's isolated. It creates parasocial relationships. If you use it right, like today, it brings people together. But a lot of the time, you're on your phone. So this is potentially a money solution at a lifestyle sacrifice. So it doesn't fix everything. It just works for you. It won't necessarily fix. It's not going to fix your golf. It's not going to fix your social life. It's not going to fix your lifestyle life. So it's just part of the solution. And that's the reason that I set it up. Like, okay, I'm going to work a regular job that I like, where I have to really feel good, and I'm going to find time in the evening for 1 or 2 hours to try to make some real money, so I can keep working this job. Because while I would choose the low income, it's hard, it makes life hard. So yeah, it's basically it's just a tool. And then now that things are working for me, I'm like, how do I give back, right? I spent $500 on ads to advertise this. Bought a projector that doesn't work for $150. $100 to rent this. So once you are making money, you can think about how to spend in your community or something. But yeah, that's the end of my slide. So I can talk about, I can go on and board up and everything, or I can answer questions. I'm just gonna open it up.
Thanks, Travis. Appreciate you. Got a question. What made you viral? What was your first clip? And how did you monetize it?
Okay.
It's like we're all trying to do this, and then let's say one of our clips go viral. What do we do after that?
So here's some interesting ones. I'm gonna go way back. One of them was I used to make YouTube videos, and I had a video about living in Seattle, and got like 400,000 views, and I made like $1,000 in ad revenue. So that was maybe one of my first. This was 10 years ago. And this is also interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna walk you through a number of scenarios. I used to make videos about everything because I just didn't know I was unfocused, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I had videos about growing taller, and that was just about basically posture. People aren't really having a full head. And I made a series of videos of those, a lot of those got over 100,000 views. And someone just DM'd me, and I was like, can I put my product in your body, in your description? I'll pay you $1,000 or $500. I was like, sure. Now, another one, which is interesting, I used to smoke weed. I quit smoking weed. And I made a video about how I quit smoking weed and my life got better. This was in 2020 maybe. And that video got so many views that I decided I put a form to do one-on-one coaching in the bio. Now I was counseling with people on my sobriety coaching. People were paying me $150 a call. I had like a bunch of people paying me $300 a month. This is why I was here in Atlanta. I was working on the farm. And I was able to make like a couple extra thousand a month. It wasn't crazy, but it really helped out. So initially, I figured out after. But now it's more, once I've moved into the financial space because it's easier to sell to rich people because they have more money. And what do they do with the money? Protecting the money is a very difficult problem. Financial market is massive. So my first viral video in that space was in June. I was already selling the product. This made all the difference in the world. I had a trading system that worked. People were buying it. They liked it. So if you already have, when you make videos and you try to figure out a way to sell it after it goes viral, it's much harder. But if you have a product and you make viral videos, you know that it's much easier. So I have a trading system, computer trading system that people like and selling. In May of 2025, I was in the Grand Canyon, and I threw out a random video, and I woke up in the morning, walked down there, I'm chewing gum. It's not perfect, I have no script. And I just filmed the Grand Canyon behind me, and I'm like, most trading gurus are trying to sell you something, and I'm no different. But I think my lifestyle is better, because I don't sit in front of computers, spend my life outside, and these things matter in life, I talk about my values. And boom, that video got a million views. But since I already have the product, that's why I make crazy money. Just to add a bit about what is people throughout the Bible. I thought I had I skipped a slide. Let me go back. The algorithm. Okay. I talked about talking head. You need to be comfortable speaking. It's this parasocial thing. People are sitting at home. People are spending less time with friends. Somebody's face pops up in the pocket and they spend time with you. That's the skill. You don't need edits. You need to show your face. So what works on Instagram, so for virality, it's called dwell time. So you might think, like, how do I get views? Do I need to get a hook? Do I need get people keep watching? You want people sitting on your video. So there's a lot of ways to do this. First is, I'm always trying to have the maximum length of video, which fortunately on Instagram is only 3 minutes, so it'll be a lot harder. Because I want to give people the opportunity, the possibility that they spend 3 minutes watching one video. The longer the dwell time that people spend on your video, the more Instagram is going to push it to the algorithm. So 3 minutes, you can do a minute. It's just longer your dwell time is better. Having a really long caption, there's 2 ways to do captions. You want it as long as possible or something that gets people commenting. Because sometimes you're on a video and it's like you just start reading the caption. Sometimes it's like a 3-second video where you're reading the caption and the video is just playing in the background, right? And you watch the video like 20 times and you read the caption. You don't really get points for those views, but you get points for Instagram sees someone stay on it. So the way that I would do that, you talk for 3 minutes, you use an app to rip the text out, you put the text into ChatGPT and say turn this into a caption, copy paste the caption into the description. Or you can speak it a second time and like mix it up a little bit. That's one way. Another way is you ask a simple question like, am I wrong? Do you think I'm too judgmental? And that gets people something basic that people commenting. So I think dwell time is more important than engagement, but engagement matters. Engagement increases dwell time. The best possible thing is people arguing in the comments because they start spending a lot of time. Even people who are really negative, they comment something negative that helps you because of engagement boost. So you can be controversial a little bit. You can't do too much, or you're going to lose your ground. But if you get people mad and angry, they're helping. You're doing unpaid labor. You don't have to hire someone to leave comments on your video. They're doing it for free. So even if they're cranky and mean, they're helping. Now, if you can get them arguing, either with each other is the best, or with you is okay. So if I have a video that's starting to go viral, I'm trying to get the comments to respond to every comment. Because now, new people come in, and they just start reading the comments. You ever just in the comments on Instagram? That's the dwell time. You're not even watching the video. And that's when things go millions of views, is when the comments are crazy, people are arguing. So you can do that, you can combative, or you can even be egotistical, or just something ridiculous that makes you don't need to put on a character to take anyway. Best ways to get a controversial thing is authentic. I mentioned no needing to edit. I also mentioned scheduling. That's a huge good. You don't need to. You can take. When I was working on the farm, I would pick Sundays and record a bunch of videos, and then schedule them to the whole week just together. So you don't need to do it every day. So the last one is this water intake idea. You do not get punished for posting all the time. You don't have to, but essentially every video you put out is a water ticket, a chance to go viral. So the more chances you have. So you don't want to post garbage. It just needs to be in the same interest. But if I can, you can post old stuff. Now that I have a content producer, every video I post is a drive. Now I've got like hundreds of videos. So I'm going to post 3 times a day. Post a new video, post 2 old videos. The new people who find your page and see the old stuff. It's been 60, 90 days, a lot of people can see it. So you don't get punished. So I'm just trying to, if I ever have time, I could be driving back to work, or sitting on the couch, having an interesting thought. I'm not doing it all the time, but maybe 10 minutes a day on the content. That's all you need. You can make 3 or 4 videos, maybe post them. Related to this, once you have a bunch of videos posted on your page, now you've got a catalog, right? So where people discover you, they watch one video and they start binging because all the videos are about the same interest. And now the wall times are crazy because you're just going and you're like, I can do your content for an hour. And now it's just getting boosted up even more. So that's the algorithm as I understand it in 2026. It's all about getting people to spend time. Okay. Any other, we want to go in the direction, any questions?
So I'm gonna shape my structure.
Okay.
Business, I need to use my social media as possible, but I'm really lost on ideas. But also we need to know like a way to target people to give them the feeling that they want to come by, want to come up, or they want to take drive, and how they reach out to more tourists through my videos.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. So the first thing is, so the product is shave ice. It's a shave ice product. So I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's a ceiling with a ceiling there, right? You can increase your revenue. It's never going to be $9 a month. That's fine. Especially if you're young, like starter businesses, help you save some money, also learn skills. So when I started, my first business is had here local time. It made me an extra couple grand a month. Awesome, that's all I needed. One thing I can tell you is, so there's 2 ways we can target people easily. On Instagram, when you make a post, you can add the location, and it's just going to show people around you. That's probably how a lot of you saw my videos to begin with, just because I tag why I'm on Honolulu. So that's one way. That's when we talk about targeting, which is free targeting. Now, a lot of your viewers are local. The other one is you can run ads, which I also did for this event. And you can choose just to log it to the ad. And now, even though it's expensive, you don't know that much, I'm doing the best. It's really cheap. You can, I think, for maybe, it's not very expensive to be seen by people right next to you. So geo-targeting ads are a way. That's what I do. Geo-targeting ads and always tag the location. And I mean, there's different things you can do. Showing your location. Something I see, you know that blue fruit truck that the Missouri products? And it's on the side. One, he always posts, if he's open, he says open until 8 p.m. tomorrow, and it just says the location. So if I'm like hungry, I might check and see if he's open. But that would be a short video. If you did that, like, hey, we're open until 6 p.m. Come by. I'm right here. And you have the location. You could say something interesting. I sell a investing software that helps people make financial decisions. It's also a private community member. So I'm going to try to dumb it down a little bit. But right here I'm on a website that's charting software. Look more like most of you guys probably know what everybody knows what gold is, right? So here's gold. Okay. And gold there is telling you what the bond is itself. So it's a software that I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. It uses a huge amount of historical data to sit from the past, like hundreds of years across gold, the S&P 500, the biggest things, which suggests that it should work in the future. And it's worked for me and a lot of people. But the psychology behind it is, it's not a trade. It's going to save you from trying to backtest. It's going to save you from trying to day trade or look at the charts. It's going to tell you exactly what to do when to do it. It's going to save you stress and sleep. It's going to allow you to do this from Hawaii where the stock market is busy hours. It's going to let you live your life and whatnot. So yeah, that's the product. And it, it works extremely good. It works super well. It's a really good product. Also, it's a really good product to sell. I mean, financial companies, all my clients, you have to have, say, a minimum of $7,000 in like extra money to start with us. So if you have 12, 20 or whatever. So we screen it up front. So people, and we sell it right now for say $1,800 a year. It's not crazy, $150 a month. That's not crazy expensive. People can afford that. So you also need, say, $10,000 in your own account. So it seems like a small amount of chaos when you consider what you're listening, what you can make. But I like this industry because it is such a big industry. It's massive and there's infinite money in the world. Yeah. I mean, if I didn't have it though, I would do something with my health page and trying to do something that sells some kind of product.
Hey Travis, my name is Warren.
What is it?
Warren, with a K.
One.
Yeah, I'm 20 years old. I just graduated right here. Actually, I have a few questions. So, first one would be, where did you graduate?
Where did I graduate? I'm from Seattle.
Yeah.
I went to high school called Garfield High School. I went to University of Washington.
And then when you started making content, or when you started gaining momentum, were you in the same city that you were, or were you around the same people? By people, I could say like friends.
Definitely different people. I mean, okay, so timeline, I graduated in 2012. I was streaming online games. I was getting some motion in like 2013. Nothing crazy, like a couple extra thousand a month. I launched an online business in 2015 where I was selling coaching in competitive gaming. Not a lot of selling there, but I was able to make $5,000 a month. At this point, I was around totally different people I moved. I wasn't really around people who were doing this kind of shit. My social life was kind of terrible. I moved here in 2017, 2018, and I was just doing stuff by my own. Like, I'm not going down on Friday night and working Saturday morning. So that's part of it. Was like, where do you find an extra hour a day, 2 hours a day? That's a big ask. And then, I mean, I wish I could say that I did this even for people here, but again, all my business partners are random people in Italy, Miami, Colorado. But, I mean, I'm not sure where you're going with that, but the idea is like big new circles or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, almost none of my friends are doing anything like this. I'm not trying to build things with my friends. I'm trying to spend money with my friends. Yeah.
Yeah, to follow up with that, just because, I still live here,
would say you don't necessarily need to give up your friends, but you're not here to build a business with necessarily. You're not going to carve out some time for yourself. And I think you missed the first part, but like once you're getting attention, people are going to show up in your DMs and want to partner with you. And that's how you're going to build your business. And I mean, I hang out with everybody. Like I hang out with all kinds of regular people, all walks of life. And I hang out with people who drink, I hang out with people who smoke, I hang out with people who are good. It doesn't really stop me. As long as I like get time for myself to work on my things. Again, I wish I could say that I didn't come up with anyone in person that didn't happen to anything. It's all randomly what happened at one time on the trip. Where's something what?
Something to protect like your social media accounts. I forgot what it was called. I don't know what it was.
I have done it all in the past. You just have to be really careful because you just need to worry about fishing. I get emails every day from your meta account is this, and if you're didn't sleep or you're just put in your social media time to be on. That's another reason to have, even though Instagram is the main one, I have it on YouTube, I have it on Twitter, and I have, we got a backup Instagram, and also, if your content's not time sensitive, upload it to Google Drive. So if you lose your account, you can just make a new one and repost all the stuff, and people will be able to find it. That happened to me, I didn't get hacked. But this Instagram account that 126,000 followers got deleted because I was pushing financial sales too much on against return to service. 3 million views, deleted. 2 million views a month. 3 weeks ago, I made a new account. Content repurpose for reposting everything because I had that saved. It's got 500,000 views in the last 2 weeks. So you can't, once you have this, you can't get too attached to the page. Page is coming, but your content is what's valuable, so I would say like save your content. Upload your content to Google Drive. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I personally don't like to spend time there, I don't know why. But I have a person who posts there. If I were to use it, I just repost there, that's all I would do. I don't think if you have content, it can or should be posted everywhere. If you wanted to pick one, it's Instagram. But TikTok is probably pretty good too. The problem with TikTok is they don't really do automations and many job automations. It has to be put like a bio, which I don't like as much.
As far as selling point,
Yeah, it's part of the psychology, security of like, or status. I'm not trying to sell you anything, you need to ask for it. You got to comment this and listen to me. I'm not going to, it's the psychology is a little bit better. It's more exclusive to that than online. Something you need to work with. I mean, usually it's like Google. Google really false information. I mean, it's the best available information. So, I would say the most significant is for my training days, which got to do. It didn't give me the best advice on how to put my best counseling. I should have been smarter and asked better questions, but like, it had me construct my bio in a way that was more likely that when he rooted it, that counts is not coming back. So, you have to know what problem. If I had asked it, is this likely to get a moderation ban? Then it would have told me. But so one is it's gonna answer your question, but not necessarily the one. So there might be something important you're missing, you might not cover it. Another one is for health information, it's pretty accurate, but it might miss things. Or yeah, it's just something you need to double check it, but it's like Google, it's usually the best available information.
I think ChatGPT is like really good. Get back to what feedback. I just wanted to know if did you upgrade to ChatGPT Plus? Like, if you did or anything like.
I think I paid $20 a month or something. I don't know, like a premium thing. Just so it doesn't it reaches us kind of right? So yeah, I mean, there's certain business expenses, the basic ones would maybe the phone, data, ChatGPT, maybe a laptop computer. Nothing much more than that to start with. Yeah, you don't need to spend a lot to start with. And especially as you get partners, you get on a big 10% or 20%. Then you got a bunch of people looking for free.
And how did you get so when you got your business going? How did you get your idea? How did you get
Right, so basically, once you start getting a lot of attention, so either the page is getting hundreds of thousands of views, someone will DM you. Do you need a sales manager? Do you need someone to do your email marketing? Do you need someone to do video editing, whatever? So that was just gonna, if you get a lot of attention, that will automatically happen. It's like natural, really. The right person appears at the right time. And I mean, you still get, once you're really big, you stop getting those DMs. People assume you already have it. But you can, at this point, you can post your Instagram story and be like, I'm hiring, I need a video editor, which you don't need, by the way. Most of you don't need a video. Or I need someone to hop on the phone and do sales calls. And people will respond, and these are the best people because they're following you, they message you, they like you, they trust you in some way. So almost every business partner is DM me. A lot of it is I've made a post and said, DM me if you can do this.
How do you choose and how do you trust them? How do you know if they're legit?
Okay.
That's
You guys want it?
honestly is a lot. I'm very skeptical of that. But yeah, so how do you trust them? How do you know they're legit?
Yeah.
And how do you
Well, one way is if you have to start working for free, if they're not good, you just get somebody else. I mean, yeah, you just see if they're actually working or not.
But you don't have a contract with them, you said.
No.
So they have to trust you too, right?
But the moment I stop paying them, they're gone. You know?
Right.
So they don't really need to trust me necessarily. The one guy from Italy, okay, here's another way to get them to trust you. So the guy from Italy, I'm like, you can set up the website. He's like, do you want the URL? I'm like, you have the domain. The domain can be yours. So I'm giving him something where he feels a little bit secure. And also, I control the payment processor, but he can see the payment processor. So he would know if I didn't pay him what I said. But, I mean, I could say something like, hey, I'm only going to pay you 5 now, or I'm going to pay you 15 now. And then it's just negotiation if he wants that or not wants that. kind of read people, and then you also, you put them to work, you give them an opportunity to work without getting them. And, I mean, you can't be too picky when someone's working for free too. Like if they're doing an amazing job. So I mean, almost everyone I've got has been really good. I think when you do it that way, it automatically works well. The biggest problems I've had is hiring someone from one of the virtual assistant sites and paying them $10 an hour. Because then they're not that invested. And then they don't do the hours and work that they done. But then you just hire a good person. So you do need to learn how to manage a team. I thought I would order pizza. I'm not going to mustache. Should I do that or do you guys do it?
So you have a team of people that you hire. I was wondering, is it a team full of just executioners, or like, are you the only one there? You're kind of giving out your vision, and then people are working off of that, or do you have multiple visions?
It's a good question.
And maybe even if the executioner even gave you ideas,
I think it's mutual. So the developers who are making the coding, the training systems, they're already doing their own thing. I try to steer them sometimes. I don't even understand what they're doing half the time. So they're definitely a visionary on their end, but they're just in a different domain. They're building this computer model, this math system, and I'm over here talking to people. So it's not visionary, not visionary execution. I'm executing at the making content level, so I'm executing at that. And then the main business partner who's doing all the back end stuff, it's more just execution, where he doesn't want to be the face also, so it's beneficial. He's just, I'll tell him what I think is a good idea. I try to get him, I try to ask him, what do you think about this? And he's more just does things. But, I mean, it's good if everyone, I would say you want people to have specific skills. And then if everyone is like visionary and executing at that skill, that's great. You can just have people who will execute though.
There's one of the slides that talked about the revolutionary strategy.
But
What was the second one? I know the first one and the third one, or the first one was to identify the enemy.
the second one is explain the existential threat. So it needs to be something super painful that will cost them a lot. So again, in trading, if you listen to these day trading gurus, you can grow in a thinking handle. Or if you listen to all these commercials selling health products, you're going to be infertile and you're going to have cancer.
So it's not like that. It's like that.
Scare factor. And then you lead them to I have the answer. Here's what's going to help you. Yeah. But you have to move people from pain to pleasure. Start with pain.
Okay, thank you. Let's look at it.
Yeah, question about the ads, just like, just getting paid from views. It's just mostly Facebook and Instagram, or Facebook and YouTube, and it's not that much for your sales. Is that right?
Yeah, it wasn't. My skill hasn't been getting millions of views. If you get a ton of views, you can make a lot of ads. My skill's been getting like some views. So, I mean, I'm thinking if I get 100,000 views, how can I make $100,000? Now with YouTube, so Instagram doesn't pay for views. YouTube does, I think Facebook does now, and TikTok does. I don't want to do YouTube. I forget what it is. I want to say you get $1,000 per million views. So you can do it, but you need so many views. I mean, Mr. Beast gets billions of views, so that's lots of money, right? But yeah, but you can do both. You can get views and sell something too. Yeah, but it's not just views anymore, it's watch time. I don't know what it is exactly, but yeah, that model does work. I just think it's harder. I was actually doing that last year, 2024. I think I got up to $800 a month. So I was making something from it, but it wasn't. It seemed like a lot of work because I'm making longer videos. I was spending 30 minutes on content instead of 5. To make an extra 500, $800. It was really cool.
You were saying a beginner was going to get into like financial market. Where do you think someone has to start?
And so there's two paths you can go. If you're in the financial market, you need two things. You need someone to raise money, and you need someone who's good at math and coding to make a trading system. That's the minimum team. So what you really do well. So you first ask yourself, are you going to be better at making sales and marketing, or are you going to be better at writing code and doing math? For me, I tried math and code. At the UW, I took computer science. I didn't get accepted. I tried to make that my major. I took marketing. I got a 4.0 easily. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm a marketer. But I need that developer to make the business. And you also need to know just enough to understand the developer. Yeah, that's where I would start. Yeah, it's trying, basically, the business model is you make computer systems and you sell it to the public. You also do make computer systems and partner with clients with individuals and start a fund. I don't know how to do that. I think it's probably way harder and less stressful. It's hard to sell. They don't like it when you work 5 minutes a day. They stress about the money, they don't think about it. It's been a long journey for me. I took a public speaking class, and I started doing YouTube kind of more than this girl maybe 15 years ago. I made all kinds of videos on all kinds of topics. For many years, I found viral hits, found ways to make a couple $1,000 doing that, and then periods where I wasn't getting a lot of views. The one thing I have is consistency of continuing to make content, even if it didn't work. I had a vision, and it's something that I kind of enjoy doing. Yeah, I mean, even in 2024, I was trying different interests that just weren't working. I would get a random viral video, I couldn't sell anything, there was small money. Having the, well, I'll share the business model that was in the past. For the trading thing, it happened really quickly. I had this YouTube channel, I'm posting, it's not doing very much. But since the product is good, I don't want to make an extra $2,000 to $4,000 a month. So still, I'm happy with just having a lot of things fall into place. But just to give a little bit more information about the previous business model. So I was working after college. I was working in the industry. The card game is called Magic the Gathering. All you guys probably know it. It's like Pokemon or Digimon. But it's a competitive scene, and it's like expensive. It's expensive to play. So a lot of people on the mainland are software developers, lawyers, high-income people who have this expensive hobby. So I was good at the tournaments, and I would make content just streaming games or playing YouTube. So you could play games and make money possibly. I was streaming and I was playing on YouTube, and I was really good at it. So at one point in 2015, I started coaching tournament players, and people were paying to go to the tournament. They'd fly to LA or fly to Denver or something. So they're already spending like $300 on a flight, they're going to spend $300 on a hotel room, they're going to spend $500 on it. We're spending $1,000, so it's like paying $200 on how we prepare for the event. So we went from one-on-one coaching to group coaching, where as a community, give me $100 a month, you get in here, and I'm going to hire a bunch of top players from around the world, we're going to train you, and every day there's going to be a call. And that was able to make revenue maybe 60,000 a year, and I would keep like 40,000 of it. But this is another part-time thing, I'm just making videos. So that's just another idea, but I'm just trying to share like perfect ways where it didn't really happen overnight, but it helped that I had different smaller businesses before, or different things that I tried. I would say when you're starting, well, if you have your own business already, you already know what it is, but if you're not sure, just try a bunch of different things. Try to have 10 different things. One of them is going to work better than the other one. And then do 10 variations of that, and one of them is going to work. So at the start, if you have like, I don't know which interest I want to pick, make 3 different pages, and over a month or a week, make like 5 different videos for each. And then one of these 3 is going to work better than others, and one of those 5 is going to work better than others. And then you can just make that same thing over and over, just like a ball on that. It's on there's the back wall.
Yes.
Oh, it's on. Try this. This one doesn't work. They told me we got that on this. Anybody else? Is that it?
Sorry, I'm not taking it. But what do your last one is said you were farming. Is that your last job or were you able to quit and I guess kind of get on coaching or day trading video?
Okay, so when I graduated from college, I tried to get a real job and didn't get hired. I got a job from this online car store in Florida, Orlando, to pay me to write articles and videos. This is in 2012, I was making $1,600 or $2,000 a month. 10 years ago, it was a little bit better, but obviously, like, it's not a lot of money. So I was streaming on the side, and then you make $2,000 to $3,000 a month. And then I started that online business, but it's just not fun to do online. You want to be around people. So I decided I want to do it as a side thing. So I moved here in basically 2017. I was working in agriculture 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. I took a step back in 2022, and I started minding on doing at least a couple hours a week this entire time. I'll say an hour a day this entire time, just to make a little something. And yeah, I tried to go full time online again in 2023, 2024. hated it. It was super unhappy to go from like being outside all the time and then on the computer. So I started working on the boats in 2025. No, it was like 2024. Felt like life's way better now. And yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that the online stuff works better too. Yeah, but I'm a fan of having a regular job and using something like this to make extra money. It's less stressful, and again, it's like, it's just not that fun to do all the time.
Yeah, because, sorry. It's just I'm kind of in the same situation. Because I work at all the farm.
Which farm? Are you working for all? I spend a lot of time there. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, so I started working like 6, 7 months ago.
Okay.
And you know, I love it for that. But I don't get paid.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to be kind of part-time. And it's just that I kind of want to be able to film and, you know, be online, do that stuff. It's a little time.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why I feel like I need a team.
Kaala Farms is a great place to record videos. I've recorded videos there. I mean, I've got started on your shift. What are you doing? Are you like rebacking or are you like,
I'm like farm maintenance. I do all types of things that are also looking for this internship, farm engagement.
you ever got to like hike back to unclog the water? Do you do that?
We don't do much hiking, but I'll say we do weed whacking, agriculture, planting.
So one of the skills of getting views is like having a cool style. People are watching from the mainland,
Yeah.
people are watching from the city, and you're here on this farm, right? So we're automatically going to watch more. So you don't need to make video about farming, but you can make content about anything, and people are going to watch. So okay, I had that viral video. I quit smoking weed and the results blew my mind. I'm at Colorado Farm. It's sunrise on a Sunday. I've got the sheep behind me. By the way, we sold those sheep to all farms.
Yeah,
Same sheep.
for taking care of it.
Same sheep. So the video is about like quit smoking weed and I was parenting and it's helping my social life and making more money. And people are watching it because it's like this beautiful landscape and the sheep running behind me. So that's like a free resource to have, right? So
Like the environment, that's what I use that for.
yeah, anyone can record from a manicured studio with the lighting, but to have access to some kind of nature or something. It also gives you can opportunistically do it. I mean, recording content from the farm works. It gives you a kind of psychological advantage over anyone where you can prove the status of, okay, well, you make all this money or whatever, but I'm here connected to the root of life, and I'm watching the sunrise and watching the sunset. That's what life's about. So, yeah, part of the psychology is you having something the viewer doesn't. So these people are going to watch, and they have something you want, the money or whatever it is. You also have something they have. You have something closer to the essence of life, and you can sell anything from that. So I mean, yeah, my model is work on the farm, online business, and record videos from the farm. Again, you can do a 3-minute video a day. Now it's going to be matter if you're doing that. You do it after work, before work.
And how do you deal with like backlash or negative comments? Because I feel like that's kind of something I'm scared of.
Okay.
Being like, how do you
So there's two things. One is I've had controversies I've been a part of, and I survived them. But at the moment it's happening, we're getting a lot of attention for the wrong reason. You feel like you're getting canceled. And then all of a sudden, I make way more money. Why? Because most attention is just going to work for you. Because it's going to bad happens, everybody treats you the same in real life, nothing happens, and you go, it's okay. And the second one is this again. When people are commenting on your stuff, it automatically boosts your stuff. So you might be getting attention of people who are hating on you in their words, but they're loving you in their actions. Because they can choose to do anything with their precious life source or time, or they're giving it to you to boost you in the algorithm to help you achieve your goals. So that's my mindset. It's like every comment is a good comment. Someone's hating, I thank you. That's how I feel about it. I can respond in multiple ways. I might argue with them to get them to continue to engage. Because if someone's already convinced, you can't get them to add all kinds of comments which increase their dwell time. And new people come and they see that conversation and they're just watching. Or I'll even say just thank you for the comments and if there are thank you for anything you're trying to give me, thank you. Sometimes people actually come around with that, so like shoot so well. So yeah, I mean that's also just a limited way for you to get on the road. People aren't gonna like it. Some of your friends might think you're doing too much but is that a reason to not get the money to have the family or do the things you want to do in your life? That's part of the cost you have to sign up for. Okay, so I'm going to spend more time on this. I ran into this space again. I'm going to spend more time I'm going to spend a lot more time on there. But just to give a short journey of what it is. Yeah, once I started to make more money or come into money, I started to focus on it more, not just because I wanted to protect it. The whole time I knew about Bitcoin and all this stuff, but I never invested because I never had money. Never had more than 10,000 saved the most. I needed like 6 months of rent or whatever. So once I started coming to money, which was maybe 2021, that's when I got interested in the market. And I just followed on people, day traders. I felt like I tried day trading, it was a terrible lifestyle, it was stressful, I lost time and money. And also, so I was reading books and I learned how people are actually making money through the computer trading system, longer term systems like investing, and how it actually doesn't take that much time. It does take money. It's not an infinite money machine. You're just going to multiply what you have. And yeah, I was just maybe a 4 or 5 year journey. I think I could have got there much faster if I had better mentors, if I got the right book to start. But I had people who believed in me along the way. They wanted to share ideas and they came to support me. And yeah, over time, the idea of should have figured this from the beginning, but maybe some kind of computer system from the beginning. Yeah, again, if I knew all this, I would have a massive shortcut. I feel like if I had absolutely nothing, living around, you put me in a random city with absolutely nothing, I just got a quick job, I just start making videos for attention specifically about trading systems, and then I'd say I need a developer, and then someone would GM me, and we find something, I start selling it, and I'd be back here in 6 months. I think it's really the skills and the knowledge. But yeah, I mean, I wish I did all that when I started. But also my journey doesn't apply to everything. There's a different starting point, maybe a different niche or interest, and that's just what I would think. And also, what I can say about the trading is, I didn't have any money when I was selling the system. How is that possible? Summer 2024, I was on EBT. I was on Foodstamps. I had zero income. So to go from that to like 100K months in a year. Okay, and it started with having no money to invest in my own trading system. But there's different ways to create belief, and one is basically showing, using math to show back testing that didn't work in the past, so it should work in the future. That was enough to get sales. So, I mean, part of that psychology, how do you convince someone something's going to work? Because also you might be starting, if you're starting something, you're starting with no testimonials, right? You're starting with no reviews. How do you make sales with no testimonials and reviews? It's harder. So another thing I can say when I started, we'll sell it for $200. Okay, some people bought it, let's raise the price to $300. Okay, let's raise it to $500. So over 18, almost a year and a half, we were able to raise it from like 250 to 1,000, now like 1,800 or 5,000 for a lifetime. So another thing is, if you're starting from nothing, you're going to start at a very low price. And then you get testimonials, and you start to work, and then you start to charge money.
You're doing another class like in 2 weeks?
I think it's in 3 weekends, and that I'm going to talk about investing systems. I'm not trying to sell my product. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about it to do it. But I feel like if there's an audience, you may or may not want to come to that, because if you don't really have anything, you can't really do anything with it right away necessarily. I mean, the information might be helpful, but it's like, what do you do once you have $50,000 sitting in the bank? And you know, because of inflation, it's losing value, so what do you do now? But trading is not a way to make income and make something from nothing. So you may or may not want to come to that one, which is kind of depends. I mean, if you have nothing, it's maybe still useful, but I think that's why I wanted to start with this one, because this is how to make something from nothing. Wrap it up. Alright, answer the video. Do a G on 3. 1, 2, 3.